My friend Andy made me a white Pikmin in high school in ceramics class. I like it. Hey guys, welcome to another pickups video. We got episode 23 and 22 games to go over. So let's start it out with something not too crazy. We got Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Switch 2. Of course, the launch title, which came digitally with my console. I had to have the retail release here forever to be factory sealed, I guess. A very cool Mario Kart entry. The last one was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was like 1,000 years ago. And this game kind of doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it adds in some really cool modes. Namely, Knockout Tour is kind of like Nintendo's Mario Kart Battle Royale take, like an elimination style course. Very fun, very different, I guess, from past Mario Karts in a way. And it looks great on the new console. I've been very stingy with getting new games on the Nintendo Switch 2, but this is a must-have for the system, for sure. Here it is. Cyber Citizen Shockman Collection. We have 4 games here from this franchise, which I'm not really familiar with. The Shockman, Cyber Citizen Shockman universe here. The 4 games are, parts 1 through 3, and then the 4th one is like a
Game Boy Advance style
game, Shockman Zero. That one's my favorite of the bunch. The others are cute in a way, right? Like very retro style, kind of a Neo Geo franchise, perhaps this was. I don't know, correct me in the comments, I'm not too familiar with it. But think of Mega Man, like a Mega Man style game. And really fun. Really cool retro style graphics. It's got that retro feel to it. And it's, I recommend this game. If you're into the Mega Man games, this is somewhat similar gameplay. And very happy with this recommendation from my local game store. The Mummy Demastered. This is a game, another limited run game, actually, that I've been looking out for a long time. Kind of a random game, I guess, right? It's the Mummy, from the movies. But this is made in a Super Nintendo, like 16-bit style game for some reason, like a side-scrolling run and gun type deal. So I thought that's interesting. People say the game is decent, so here it is. Finally have it. I'll have to check it out at some point soon. This one's interesting. We got Terrifier, the arcade game. Oh man, this is a very, very bone dry, plain as bread beat 'em up. Very similar visually to Scott Pilgrim. That video game beat 'em up. Extremely violent, featuring Art the Clown, which, if you're an Art the Clown fan, you might not even be too impressed with this game. Like I said, very plain, very basic, side-scrolling, retro-style beat-em-up. But honestly, it comes with a manual, so that's neat. Kind of a reversible cover. You have Art the Clown, less bloody than the reversible option here. So I flipped it because it looks a little bit more morbid. Just a peculiar release, really. And I'm a big fan of beat-em-ups, obviously, so I wanted to add kind of an oddity to the collection here, and even though it's not that great, it hasn't crashed on me or anything. I've been having some decent fun with the arcade stick and this game. So there it is, very random release. Terrifier, the arcade game. Now this game is phenomenal. We got the Hunt Down on the Switch. I played this game a couple years ago with my cousin, and it is a fantastic side-scrolling action game. Super Nintendo style, 16-bit action here. The visuals are so cool. It's got that like 80s cyberpunk aesthetic and themes going on. You know, you're going through different parts of the city that are overrun by crazy lunatics and stuff, and you got to take down the crime bosses with 3 playable characters here and up to 2 people, right? Multiplayer, simultaneous, very fun, chaotic, explosions, blood and gore. I highly recommend that you guys pick this game up. If you're a fan of retro style, side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups like Contra or anything like that, Blast Core. Not Blast Core. There's another one. I can't think of it right now, but a phenomenal game, and this one very cute. Like, it's currently inside my Switch, but look, this edition not only comes with an instruction manual back here, but check this out. We got some pins featuring the 3 playable characters. My favorite being the android cop, and we got this other dude, and of course the boss lady, token boss lady of the cast. Very, very cool. Nice fanfare. Love that. They will stay in there forever. I'm not going to put them on my backpack or anything, but guys, check this game out. Do yourself a favor and check out Hunt Down Absolum, or Absolum. How do you pronounce this? On the Switch here, we got from the guys that made the visuals in Streets of Rage 4. Actually, they also drew all the sprites and stuff in this game. A roguelite beat 'em up. So, a game comprising of different runs and very different runs, and you get different upgrades and power-ups, and you go up against some branching paths and some very difficult bosses, and if you die, you start all over again type deal with the different characters here featured on the front. This game, I was kind of skeptical at first when it came out. I didn't really know what it was all about, and I had to pick it up because I heard nothing but good things. And yeah, I've done about like 50 runs, and this game is really hard, but I love the aesthetic. It controls very nicely with the control stick as well, which, by the way, the Hunt Down, I've also been playing with the arcade stick. The arcade stick, it makes all the difference sometimes in these games, because it just feels like you're in the old, arcade cabinet. But yeah, I recommend this game. Really fun, really fun, and tons of replay value. And if you like beat 'em ups, you can't really go wrong with this one. Oh, we got Terminator 2D No Fate, the Day 1 edition on the Switch. I wasn't really even sure I had gotten this version, but alas, here it is. Very cool Terminator game. Very short as well. I haven't beat it yet, actually, but yeah, it's kind of a shame they couldn't pay for Arnold Schwarzenegger's likeness in any part of the game. Sometimes you do play as the Terminator, but it's not like in your face that it's Arnold, right? This edition, very nice, easy to open. These guys know how to make their boxes. Published by Bitmap Bureau, which put out stuff like Xeno Crisis, that one beat 'em up. That's really cool. So you got the regular release here. Very cool. It comes with its instruction manual in there as well. What else we got? Some sort of giant tapestry, which I am not going to open, but it's some sort of cloth, right? You got a collectible coin of some sort. That's cute, I guess. T2D. No Fate coin. And a big fat manual. I guess maybe a replica of the smaller one inside. Right, you got the T1000, the T800. Right, you got, it's, the game is based on all the events of Terminator 2. So, yeah, level-based and brief, but lots of explosions, and if you have nostalgia for one of the greatest films of all time, get this game. Retro style, shoot 'em up, just like a couple other games that we've already brought up in today's episode. Very cool. I love the resurgence of all this retro style gaming happening. One last Switch game, but first of various ninja games on the episode, we got Shinobi, Art of Vengeance from Limited Run. A very cool side-scrolling hack and slash, sort of Shinobi revival, right? Sega's been working on bringing back some of its IPs, and this is the latest Shinobi side-scrolling game from them. Very cool. I will say very cool, but it falls short of the next game that I'm going to bring up here, in my opinion. Now, still a very, very solid game. Actually, very fun. Need to pick this one back up. But we got a different ninja game coming up. That game's slightly overshadowed by Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Yet another retro style sort of, side-scrolling action game here in the Ninja Gaiden universe. We follow the events shortly after the first game, or before the first game, the very first game. Don't know, but we got that guy and this chick, the playable characters in this game. Short level based gameplay loop and very challenging bosses, and I think the art style in this game is superior than that of Shinobi Art of Vengeance, but still both look really cool. This one being more of a watercolor art game, and this one being more of a 16-bit Super Nintendo style side-scrolling game, and very cool. If you had to choose one or the other, I would suggest going with this one, but why not both? Ninjas are cool. Ninja Gaiden 4. Look at all the ninjas. This is a long-awaited Ninja Gaiden numerical release, right? We got the fourth entry in the 3D hack and slash universe, or main branch of Ninja Gaiden games. Super bloody, really cool. I played this for a couple hours, and I need to get back into it. But you got Team Ninja here doing their usual hack and slash action game. This is a really cool game. Yeah, if you guys want to play like a bloody ninja game, slicing people up with katanas and throwing ninja stars, pick this game up. It looks pretty dang promising. More sort of revival stuff. We got Double Dragon Revive. Double Dragon has been trying to revive itself several times already, and this one, I'm afraid, falls a little bit short of its aspirations, I guess. So you got a 3D brawler here, right? So you got full-on 3D models and 8 directional attacks and stuff, right? So you got like the full 3D playing field, and it just, I don't know, it's a little clunky. It's a little clunky, but I don't know. I'm not too hard to amuse when it comes to these simple games. I'm not expecting Double Dragon Revive to be the best 3D brawler the world has ever seen, right? I'm kind of going into these games with tempered expectations, and to be honest, for like some quick fun, this game is all right. It might be a 5 out of 10 for a lot of people, but for me, it's fun. It's fun, and I like brawlers and beat 'em ups and stuff, so this one isn't too terrible, but it's definitely lacking. I will say that. But yeah, anyways, Double Dragon Revive. Let's talk about some horror games on the PS5. Chronos: The New Dawn. I've played this game for a few hours as well when it first came out. I've since abandoned it due to having to play a million other games, but this game is terrifying. Survival horror. Think Dead Space meets Resident Evil, maybe. It's just scary. It's a scary game. You're in Poland getting attacked by mutants that absorb each other's powers, and they fuse into more powerful mutants. A lot of ammo management in this game. Ammo is extremely scarce, and therefore the game is very hard because the enemies are kind of bullet sponges. You got to target their weak spots, and that's not the easiest thing to do when your aim is very shaky, as intended in this game, and it's just scary, to be honest. But if you're in for a challenge and like survival horror games, this is an excellent game. I'm not a huge survival horror game, but this one kind of sucked me in for a little bit. I just got distracted somewhere down the line, but solid game here. Kronos, from Bluebird team, right? They just recently-ish remade Silent Hill 2 remake, so hats off to them for another great game. Horror fans eating good this year, right? Tormented Souls 2, the sequel, obviously, to Tormented Souls, which I played briefly. Haven't checked this game out yet, but pleased to report that I've been researching very positive feedback towards this game. It is an improvement, people say, over the first, so that's always a good sign when the sequel doesn't drop the ball and it actually is better than the first part. So here it is, Tormented Souls 2, an interesting horror franchise, I guess, that, tries to really emulate the Resident Evil survival horror formula. Very cool. Another horror game, Silent Hill F. Yes, I told you, very spooky games that I'll probably never play because I'm very scared. But, I checked this game out for a couple hours as well. Definitely terrifying. I've heard Silent Hill 2 Remake is actually scarier than this one, but this is more of a, you're in Japan and you got the whole, the ring creatures with the jittery movements that try to kill you. So there's that. Very cool day one edition cover here, covered in mushrooms and flowers and stuff. So yeah, very nice. Silent Hill F. Kind of a zany Souls-like here. Another Crab's Treasure. This game caught my attention because it seemed very cutesy, kind of cel-shaded, colorful underwater adventure, but like a hardcore Souls-like, actually. You're a little hermit crab and you upgrade your shell and stuff, and you fight other underwater creatures in Souls-like combat. So I thought that was a fresh take on the formula, which has been been running the course over the past few years. Lots of Souls-likes. So I'm kind of collecting the Souls-likes because I do enjoy the genre, and this one seemed to be kind of a different take on the whole thing. Checked it out briefly. Seems pretty neat. Speaking of Souls-likes, wow, Elden Ring Night Rain. I can't believe I picked this game up so long ago and only just talking about it now. I have so many backlogged games for future pickups videos, so stay tuned for them. But yeah, we got Elden Ring, kind of the online extraction sort of genre, right? That has also been quite popular lately. Bit of an eyebrow raiser here, incorporating that gameplay into a Souls-like. But my cousin and I have been having a blast playing Night Rain. We've beaten a handful of Night Lords already, making it through up to the third day it is, right? That you're supposed to level your character up and find items and just kind of get the perfect run before you fight against the boss, the final boss, and they're just really, really tough. But you get an awesome sense of accomplishment once you do beat those bosses, and yeah, just Elden Ring with some odes to old bosses incorporated in this game as well. I've been playing this game for a couple months now, I'd say, and I've been enjoying my time with it. I really have. So it's kind of in my multiplayer rotation currently, and some recent DLC came out, which we're only just experimenting with right now. But Elden Ring Night Rain, it might not be for every Souls player. You know, the hardcore Souls players will say that this is, you know, kind of slop, right? But it's good slop. It tastes good. One more PS5 game. We got Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Yeah, just had to get this classic remake of probably the best tactics-based game of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics. Yes, you got two versions of the game here, kind of like the very original port of the PS1 game, which I put a few hours into that game, and I'm currently, I would say, 75% done with this game now. I've just been slightly distracted with some other games, but I was playing this game quite religiously, and yeah, it's excellent. But I am playing the kind of like the remastered version of it, which just, you know, puts in some HD textures and a revised script, actually, of the dialogue with actual voice acting. And all of that is done superbly. It's so good now. It is a very engrossing story. It's almost like a movie during like the cutscenes and the dialogue, and how interesting the subject matter is. It's been keeping me engrossed, and you know, the gameplay is amazing. A very, very cool game. I'm glad to finally be, you know, making some strong headway into a classic that I abandoned long ago on the PS1. Now I'm very close to beating it on the re-release here, so many years later. Got a couple PS4 games I'm gonna show off here. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Wildlands?
Like an open world Ghost Recon game. You do certain missions and stuff. I've been playing this one with my cousin as well, and having some fun. We need to play it some more, but you got this, you know, it's Ubisoft, right? You got this massive map with very many different ways to complete objectives using helicopters or like cars and night vision, sniping, or going all out. That sort of stuff. We're playing it on hard mode, and the AI is actually pretty impressive. Actually, it's they're giving us a run for our money, but this game's very cool. Kind of wanted to incorporate sort of a stealthy kind of like third-person shooter into the multiplayer rotation. So here's Ghost Recon Wildlands. It has some cool DLC, and plenty of people have had so much fun with this game that I wanted to check it out, and I can confirm it's really good. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Man, I am a huge sucker for these Capcom compilations. I've been keeping up to date with all the releases thus far, and this one was quite long awaited due to the inclusion of both Power Stone games. And this one, which are like 3D arcade Super Smash likes type deal, you know, you get the idea. And they're notoriously fun games, great party games to have around with friends. You'll be yelling at each other and punching each other in the face. Also, Plasma Sword. Shout out to Plasma Sword. It's like a Capcom 3D arcade version of Soul Calibur, but just like really weird with some really weird characters. And then, you know, you got a plethora of other like Street Fighter versus Terry Bogard stuff. You know, a whole bunch of those games on here. But the main attractions on this game, I would say, are the Power Stone games. And man, I dare even say, yes, Plasma Sword, because that game, to my knowledge, was not made available on consoles until right now. So very cool. Very cool. We got a lone Wii game. Got this one quite recently. I had to snap up Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn on the Wii. I believe this is the only Fire Emblem release for the good old Wii. And here it is. Adding it to the Fire Emblem collection. I've yet to experience a Fire Emblem game start to finish. So I'm just kind of hoarding the releases since they're kind of tough to come across occasionally. Haven't really seen Radiant Dawn too much, and I just had to snap it up. You guys think this is this a solid Fire Emblem game? I don't think there are too many like really bad Fire Emblem games, so this might be a good one. I'm sure it is. 2 more games. We got Riviera, the Promised Land on the Game Boy Advance here. An Atlas JRPG sort of game, right? So turn-based. Is there a part 2? Is there a part 2 to this game? I need to do some research. I think there might be some sort of sequel, but here's this one, and I've heard pretty decent things about Riviera, the Promised Land. So happy to add this to the Game Boy Advance collection. I don't really have too many other games I want to add to this collection. I'm pretty happy where I'm at, but this one was kind of an odd one. And last but certainly not least, we got Chrono Trigger on the DS. So funny story about this game. It's kind of it was a Christmas gift. By the way, Merry Christmas to everyone watching this. But it was a Christmas gift to myself. Kind of a serial killer pickup, because I do have a factory sealed version of the same game, and this one was factory sealed up until a couple days ago when I ripped it open so that I could experience this game finally on the DS. So I've been playing it. I have about 5-6 hours into the game, and it's just excellent. I think I had started a playthrough of it years ago when my Wii magically had a bunch of games on it. And then it didn't all of a sudden, but I was playing Chrono Trigger, and I could have sworn I played it a lot, but I'm at a part currently where it's like I don't even remember doing this on the Wii. So I don't know, but Chrono Trigger, a classic JRPG, perhaps one of the best, or definitely one of the best, but if not the best of all time. And a game that my brother has never stopped recommending to me. A game that he holds very near and dear to his heart, and I'm finally playing it on the DS, and it runs flawlessly. There's several ways of playing some Chrono Trigger. I think on the PS1, the load times are not good on that Final Fantasy Chronicles dual pack of Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. So the DS version just runs perfectly fine. So yeah, those are the pickups. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of these 22 additions to the collection. There's so much cool streaming potential for a lot of these games. Some classics, some must-plays on the episode today. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing all of these games eventually at some point. But yes, I'll try to upload some more pickups in the near future. I have plenty more where this came from. So yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Okay, bye.